Actually, no, I'm going to put you in breakout room. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into breakout rooms, okay? 1, 2, 3. And no, I need to assign manually. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the inequalities task first, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Create, assign manually. All right. So we got we're gonna assign Amy with Dalton and Zach and Kyomi. And room 2 we got Nadia and Presley and Sawyer. And in room 3 we got Dane, Emily, Jazzy. And I hope you're actually I'm gonna go with Dane, Emily. Dane, I hope your audio is working now. All right, so we've got Nadia, I'm gonna make you group leader in room 2. And Dane, is your audio working? Okay. I'm gonna make you team leader in room 3. And that doesn't mean you have to do everything. It just means you have to make sure it moves along. So you might be the leader that delegates. You might say, hey, I'm the leader. I'd like for this person to start. And Jazzy, I'm gonna have you oh, you were a leader last time, I think. Kendall, I'm gonna have you as leader in room 4. Okay. And what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you guys to take about 10 minutes to talk about 2 tasks, the inequalities task. Okay, so right here, inequalities task, this one. And it might be, everybody turned it in, I think, except a few people. So you're really just going to compare answers. Okay. And then after, and then, you know, just confer on this. And then the second thing, when you're done with that and you're good with that, I'd like you to move on to the hot dog task. Only 3 people turn in the hot dog task, which is fine. I was hoping you guys would have started on it. I don't know if you started on it, but didn't hit turn in because I said we were going to graph it. I have not taught anything about part C, part A, first part graphing. And so it was, I can't expect you to graph it because I haven't done it. Now, maybe you did in 8th grade, but we're going to talk about graphing it today. Okay. So when we get back in, it's not that you're going to have the whole thing done, but I want you guys to get an inequality. I'm going to say equation, an equation that has an inequality in it for the hot dog task. Okay. All right. Any questions? And Ms. Culver, there's a guided hot dog task in the helper docs. I don't know if you want to use that or if you want to do your own thing. But if there's no questions, Jazzy said, I'll watch the video from Khan Academy to figure it out. Sweet. All right, I'm going to open the rooms, and it is 8:10, so we'll have till at least 8:25. Tyler, yeah, there you go. Kendall, you leaving? Kendall, you going to the room?
Hey, Mr. Brooks,
Yeah.
were you talking about the inequality word problem assignment?
No, inequalities task.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Sawyer, you could always talk to people about you could say, hey guys, I don't want to follow Mr. Brooks's prompt. I want to talk about the inequalities word problems real quick.
The internet's best list of cliches. There's only 1 billion of them in there. So, you know.
Okay, so for the inequalities task, and if you don't mind, I'll just share my screen. So, for the inequalities task, what I did was I did 70 is less than or equal to the problem, which is 68 plus 60.
Do you guys know how to do the wording of the inequality? Or input it in words, I guess.
In part B, or
Yes.
in part B, I got for A at least, for which of the years of number, question as for which years where the number of single family housing starts greater than 1,500 and the number of single family home completions are greater than 1,500.
Yeah. Well, I put that Mr. Brooks's favorite student will need to get in between a 68.5 and an 86.5 to get a C.
Okay, so after you say what you put, I could either share your screen or start saying like why. Well, no, that's not true. You don't have to do that. You could say, did you guys get something else? And then figure out why.
Did you just I don't know how to say this. I put in between the two numbers because that's like the grade range that I got from the inequality in part A.
Yeah, that's a good word, range. So we have a range. And then you said in between. So that talks about how it's going to graph between two numbers.
And
Right.
so
The one thing I did have trouble with was part C though, because I think I had to get help with Mr. Brooks.
Right. Okay. So first of all, so as a group, I'd like to ask, did everybody get the same numbers? Like, did everybody get the same range?
For
And I already know the answer is no. And if you didn't get the range, if you just found the average, you can just say, hey, I really struggled with this. And that's absolutely fine. You know, you're going to get full credit from me. Can you guys hear Tyler? I kind of hear you, but you're really faint. I don't know if everybody else can hear you better.
Sorry.
there.
Oh, there you are. Were you talking?
Isn't that awesome?
I was.
My mom came into the room for a sec. Wait, are y'all on part A?
We're
like,
trying to figure
question-
out. We're trying to figure out the range or the range that we both got, or all of us got. I forgot Kindle's.
Oh, I thought we were like on the graph section part.
No, I just said I was confused with it. He asked, since he knows the answer to the question, he asked, did everybody get the same range or average?
What's the average that you all got for part A?
Hang on, it's in a different part of my notebook. I got 68.5 is less than or equal to X, which is less than or equal to 86.5.
I forget. I know, Tyler, you found the average, but you didn't get the range. So we can talk about that. Kendall, did you get a range? What'd you get?
So there's this is the other article, Learning from Animal Friendship. You're welcome to go in there and
I
check
don't
that out.
think I got a range.
Okay, so Jazzy found the range, and so she set up the equation. Okay, so Jazzy, why don't you tell them like what you kind of did for the equation?
The equation.
Yeah. So it looks like
Can I
Jazzy,
share my
you,
screen?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It looks like, I think that you did way better or got a lot farther than other people on part A. So you might be the leader here.
The getting into the articles and watching the other videos,
Okay.
is really, I'm gonna leave that up to you
So
if you want to.
Completion. I got 2004, 2005, and 2006. We
Completion.
almost got the same one.
Yeah, completion's greater than 1500. 2004, 2005, 2006. Yeah, I missed 2004.
Yeah, I think that was the one. I didn't know if it qualified. Let's see.
And for part B, I didn't know what he was asking because it was the same question as part A or part B, question A.
Yeah. For part B, question B, I noticed that it said, or the number of single family housing completions greater than 1,500. And that was pretty much the same question as the second part in part A.
Yeah, because I'd look down below 1000.
Yeah. So
And
my thought with A and B, first of all, this is out of some big textbook published because that's what it is. So for part A, there's the word and so you have to find where it overlaps. And for part B, it's or, so you have two separate things to count.
Oh.
And so really for part B, you've already answered half the question. You just have to find the other half. And that is easy to overthink. I agree. But yeah, so the skill with this is you gotta read the chart. So I was seeing like, okay, can you read the chart? Because some kids struggle with, finding that 1500 and following it all the way across. I don't know if you guys struggled with that or not. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Graphs a lot in other grade levels.
That's really good. I really like that.
I'm pretty confident about answering these questions.
Nice.
I prefer graphs.
You prefer graphs? I'm a graph guy. Like I don't know, something about the visual of it. Like maybe I'm lazy and I don't like to read words, but like I'm very interested in seeing the information more than reading the information. So, but some kids, that's not everybody. But for part A, it was about and. So it uses the word and you have to find out where the two information overlap. So it excludes some of the data in your answer or some of the answers, right? There's A and B, but not all of A and B go together in the middle. And for part B, it's or. So you have a set over here and a set over here, and they're both in the answer because it's or. So that's what that was about.
No.
Okay. And the key, I mean, you can check the dates. The key is linked on the, well, we're going to look at the key anyway, but the key is linked in the helper docs and now it's linked in the in-class notes.
Okay.
It's 8:22, so I'm going to ask that you guys move on to the hot dog, and I'm going to actually announce that to everybody because I'd like everybody to look at the hot dogs. So let's see, where's my chat?
just want to read it or share a screen?
You can go ahead and share while I look at everything. Because I'm going to go through and see what I'm going to revise my work the
Okay.
third time.
I wrote the hot dog task. I printed it out, so I was starting to do my answers on the paper, but I'll share my screen so we can still look at the problem.
Because I did my Miami.
Did that message come up to do the hot dog task? I accidentally
Yeah, I
hit,
think
okay. I accidentally hit shift when I hit send. I was like, uh-oh. All right.
A. Whoa. I don't think we're talking about the same question.
We're on part A of the inequalities task. Part A, section B.
Oh, never mind.
Question B, explain in words what the inequality means in context.
Hey guys, did you see my message? We got about 2 more minutes left, and I'd like you guys to look at the inequality for the hot dog task together. Sorry to break you off this. And I hit shift when I hit send, so I don't know if maybe it's sitting in your comments or your chat or not. Because I totally
I didn't see
okay.
it.
It might have been you guys were busy talking.
Yeah.
So but we're gonna do part C with the graphing together. But you guys look at, so she's got the inequality there. X for hot dogs. Oh, I'm sorry, X for sodas, $2 for sodas, $3 for hot dogs. So see if you agree with that and pay attention to, with the inequalities, it's tough to get it if it's less than or equal to or greater than or equal to.
Two or plus 2y or whatever, would that be for the would that be an example of the variables?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How's it going in here?
Like showing a number when you.
Pretty decent. All right. Did you guys talk about the hot dog task at all? We're about to come out of the room.
Talking
That's
about
what we're
it.
talking about right now.
Okay. Did you guys get any an inequality that you agree on?
So like if it was
We haven't
11
reached that part yet.
or
Oh, okay.
12,
Say the inequality that I got at
and
least.
it's still alive,
Yeah.
everybody.
I got 3x plus
Alright,
2y
alright,
equals
Landon.
120.
All right, that's good. It's not going to be equal to
You don't need to hang out.
because we're going to either go over a number or under a
All right,
number.
I'm glad you're keeping your ears warm.
Oh,
too.
then it'd be
Everybody, pray for Landon because
be
clearly living in an igloo over there.
less than or
Alright.
equal to,
All right, see you later.
right?
Okay. What do you guys think?
All right,
And I guess like which side is which? You said the variables first.
Carson, are you?
So the side with the variables is less than or equal to the goal. What was that? 120.
I think it's greater than or equal to because it has to be at least 120.
Okay, greater than or equal to because it has to be at least. All right. So Presley, Nadia, what do you think?
I think it's
Are you
more
oatmeal
than
for breakfast today?
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here.
I think
You guys are in 10th grade, not 9th grade.
it's
So what I have to do now is I'm generating the
it's
report for you.
more than or equal to.
All right. So we
That's
all
what I
agree.
wrote down.
Awesome.
So greater than
Good.
or equal to.
And Nadia, I think I might have even graded yours. So I don't know if you're checking it.
So it's a
I
little
forget.
weird.
All right, I'm gonna bring everybody back in the main room so we can get going.
We are
I know what I did. I used the Desmos calculator to figure it out on the part C.
There we go. Sorry. Okay. Hey guys. Good job and all that. I'm very tired because I was wanting a warm up and I was like, "Ooh, where's my warm up?" Last week I put the warm up right here, and I didn't do it because I didn't look at my slide first because I was busy with something. Oops, but we'll do that warm up tomorrow, I think. I want to say good morning. I never didn't say good morning to all you guys. I did take attendance. We're just missing Miley. She's in Orlando cheering. So you can think about Miley down there doing her little rah-rah thing. It's great to see everybody. Again, happy Valentine's Day. Okay, so we're gonna do this warm up tomorrow. I sent in this document, but let's start with the inequalities task, okay? So, oh, feedback. I'm sorry. I see my brain's going all the different ways. It's really good to see you guys talk so well in these breakout rooms. You guys did a lot of good things. You said, do you want me to share a screen? You guys said, this is what I got. What did you get? You guys said,
Hello.
you know, well, I was confused about this part, or even like Mr. Brooks's, you know, this thing with that Mr. Brooks gave us like baffled me. All that's great feedback. You guys are talking about, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. And you know, that's great. You guys did a great job. Cannot thank you enough. That engagement, you guys talking together is what it's all about. All right. The inequalities task. Here's two people that did two different things. And the process is, yes.
Are you wanting a screen share?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
That's two screw ups. Guys, I'm so tired. Okay. All right.
So what this shows.
If you take a look at this screenshot, if you take a look at this, there's two different people that two different things.
Prefer if I did that. So you
Okay.
just have it. Totally up to you.
And
Yes.
I was reading the one on the left
Yeah, I gotta turn the volume.
where they kept the 286 divided by 5. And I said, that's right. But they got a different answer than me.
No problem. Oh yeah. Then you
And I said, I think it should work out. And then on the right is the way that I did it. And in fact, it's the way that I told you, hey, just do it this way in class. And I said, why is it that these two got two different answers? Okay. And I had to figure out, because my first thought was PEMDAS. I was like, somewhere along the line, the person on the left did PEMDAS wrong and I'm right. But then I went back and I actually plugged the numbers in and checked it. So guys, everybody makes mistakes, and including Mr. Brooks. And I even told you guys technically an incorrect way to do it, but excuse me. Still getting over the sinus infection. So I need to apologize to you guys because the way on the right where you take the average, 71.5 is the average of, you know, the 4 tests, and then just add it, and then you got 2 scores instead of 4. Because you're taking the average first, it's actually gonna pull it slightly off, and especially on the upper end, it pulled it really off. So what we learned today is you guys need to keep it like the one on the left, 68 plus 65 plus 75 plus 78 plus 5 plus x divided by 5, so 286 plus x divided by 5. It looks the same, but it's actually going to get you a little different number. Now this person said x equals 64, and then they changed it to 67 to 94. And 64 is actually it. If you plug in 64 into X and divide by 5, you get 70. That's the bottom line. Okay, now,
It's just your vocabulary
if you
level.
get a 65, a 66, or a 67, you also get a 70. Okay, so it's actually going to be like, there's a range of numbers, but we're really trying to figure out what's the bare minimum I can get. And some kids like, you know, Mr. Brooks, just tell me what I need to get a C. I don't care about a B, and that's fine. Hey, you know what? We're engaging in the math process right there. All right, so 64 is the minimum score. And this is where they got kind of weird, because they didn't put all this in the middle. They just all of a sudden got 395. I'm not sure where they got 395 from. But it turns out that it's going to be 109. Okay, so this is the way it looks right here on the key. We should recognize it's an and problem. We should recognize we're going to graph like this. One of the students in the breakout room said, we need a range. And that's the big thing. Like, hey, it could be a range of numbers, right? To get a C, there's a lot of different answers that we could get. So we need to use the word range. I got 109. Okay, 64 to 109. I subtracted, I times both sides by 5, and then I subtracted 286 on both sides. All right, so we need a minimum of a 64 for a C. I'm going to use the word minimum, okay, because I want to start using that more in class later. But then even if you got 100% of the last test, you can't get a B. And, you know, it needs to be more than 109 to get a B. So even though we have this as our interval notation and our inequality in our graph, you know, I want to start thinking about like, hey, we might have to restrict the range. We might have to not the range. I'm sorry. We might have to restrict the domain, because well, that's a question. Can you even score a 109? I mean, if you can't score a 109, it doesn't even matter, you know. But that's a conversation for another unit. We're going to talk about restricting the domain later. For part B, the thing I wanted you to get practice on is reading graphs. And some students told me like, oh yeah, we did a lot of graphs in middle school. And I'm hoping that education goes that way. I'm hoping we do more and more data analysis and reading charts and graphs, because you know, right now everybody's job is to collect information on us, right? Our phones are just collecting information on us. Schools are collecting information on us. And there's a lot more of people reading information, people reading data and graphs in order to do their jobs. But you need to find the 1500 mark, for example, and then go all the way across. And that's a skill. It is a skill to read that. The first part A is an and problem. And so you have an answer set and another answer set. And then it's the part in the middle. It's the part that overlaps on both. And so 2004 to 2006 is where both is true. And I wanted to show you guys, you can think about this as a Venn diagram. You have an answer set on the left, answer set on the right. And if it's an and problem, you're going to see where they overlap. And then part B says or, and somebody even mentioned like, oh, it's half of it's the same information because we already found that in part A. Or is where you have two answer sets separate and they don't overlap, but they both count. Okay, so I want you guys to think, in some cases, you're going to find answer sets that overlap. In some cases, you're going to find answer sets that don't overlap. Now, there's a couple symbols we use. This U is for or problem. You guys saw this on Delta Math. This is called a union. Okay, it's called a union.
Are you able to see your current grade in Google Classroom? Yeah, because there's I tried to turn on that.
And
so
you remember it's a union because it's a U. And when you see a union, you need to think or. Union just means you have an answer range or an answer range, and they're apart from each other. Okay. Now over here, what do we do? Because this is not a union. This is what we call
It should be a
a
percentage.
intersection.
Somewhere in there.
Where's my annotation tools? I'm losing my mind. We can share.
Oh,
Where?
oh, for that one thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, I should get it all, but if you.
Where's my screen? Where's my tools? Come on. Oh my gosh.
Mhm. Oh, not like, not like the
Annotate
current, like
all this
overall grade.
video
That's what
panel.
we-
I'm losing my mind,
Okay,
guys.
maybe I
I've
didn't do
been.
the setting right.
Oh,
I thought that I turned that on, but okay. Yeah, I'll double check that.
Okay.
setting. Just
I
so
might
that,
even share my. Hold on. Let's
what I
stop
like
share
about
right here.
that
Come
is
on.
that you can just go in and see, in both places, because what I have to do, and it's not hard to do.
Okay,
but
I'm obviously having a
what
little
we
bit of a
do
stroke right
is
now because
we
I
basically
can't.
import from Google Cloud into
Okay, all right, no
Google
problem. We'll just go right here.
So, but I'll also check.
This is a intersection right here. Where's my pen at? There it is. This is a intersection right there. And you know it's an intersection because you can put it in intersection, right? All right, so let's see if can we
All right,
get that?
okay, I'll work on that, and that way you can.
All right, somewhere's my pen tool again. So we have or and we have union intersection. This means the data set is empty or the answer set is empty. And this is compound, the word compound, right? Okay.
What did I do?
All right.
I was trying to
Okay, any questions on that, guys? Let's see.
But okay.
There it is.
Did I answer your questions? Maybe.
All right.
Did I answer
Now
that?
for the hot dog task. Where is my gosh darn
Did I
pens at?
answer your question? Oh, good. All right, cool. All right, well, let me know if there's anything else I can do. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I'm sharing my screen, right?
Yes, you are.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I've not had this much trouble ever. Why are my okay, we can do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go hot dog task. We're gonna go PDF. We're gonna open this bad boy with Cami. I'm gonna do some investigation. I'm so sorry, guys. Obviously, I stayed up too late last night on the Super Bowl. Well, I'm not doing my evaluation today.
Share the screen so I can
All right.
explain.
First of all,
So one of the things about.
is
Is only the English teachers can get in here and look at.
the total cost needs to be bigger than the goal, right? And the group I was in that was doing it got that right. They said that X plus Y, the variables, that's the total amount that you're gonna make.
All right,
That
so
total
all
amount
of
has
that
to be bigger than your goal. You want at least that,
pretty cool.
okay?
But
All right.
so the first one.
Now,
at least on all
How do we
the
graph this?
Is.
Okay,
first time you took
this
it, and
is
then-
where
right, so
X is hot
we
dogs,
just did a couple weeks ago.
okay? And some of you guys might put 2X.
And so. it's really
And
nice
so down here, it would
because,
have to change, but it's not a big deal,
it just shows.
you know, but they want
and,
X to be hot dogs on here and Y to be sodas on here. So you could flip this around. It's completely fine. I'm giving you this graph because we haven't graphed yet. In the future, I'm gonna have you try to make it.
all these colors is. means,
But in this case, I'm going with X as hot dogs and Y as sodas, okay? Now, what's a number that could work? And in order to do this, instead of asking everybody, type in a combination of hot dogs and sodas that will work into the chat. So for example,
Based on how
I could buy 5 hot dogs.
software.
Here, we'll just use X. I can buy 5 hot dogs and 5 sodas, right? Because 5 times 3 is 15 and 5 times 2 is 10. So that's 25. I'm using the wrong words because
what this tells me is that.
because I'm thinking
you are
of cost.
consistent for your
I'm doing this wrong.
independent reading, grade. I think this means reading comprehension. So it looks like that you've maintained-
I really want to go over 120. I forgot which way I was going. I thought I had $120 and how much could I spend?
It's,
We're trying to sell, we're trying to get over. All right, so let's
and,
say,
down here, fluency, this just means.
let's say 15. So
okay, how fast
15
you can
times
read.
3.
So according to this, it looks like.
No,
you
this
are
is
still
getting
grade
too
11,
ugly.
So you actually.
All right, you're right, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the way I'm gonna do this instead. So I could mark, okay, this will not work, this will not work, this will not work, and this will all be one color. Maybe it's red. So this won't work. 10 and 5 and 5 is right here. 10 and 10 is 30 plus 20 is 50. Okay. 30 hot dogs, 30 times 3 is 90. And 10 times 2 is 100. So that won't work. Okay, so there's going to be a whole bunch of red down here. And then I'm going to get to a point. I'm going to get to a point where all of a sudden, if I sell anything, any combination up here, it will work because it will reach my goal. Okay, so there's going to be a boundary line. All right, 20x times 20y. 20 hot dogs, 20 times 3 plus 20 times 2. That's 60 plus 40. 60 plus 40 is 100. So 60, 40.
At an 11th grade level, according to how they do it. That's what we think that is. So we were talking about that. What I do with it.
20 times 3 is 60, 20 times 2 is 100. So that, right, yeah. That won't give me over 120.
I need to get a little smarter about what some of these terms mean.
Okay, but I don't want that red.
Let's see.
Might lose my mind. 20 times 3 is 60
That might mean.
plus 20 times 2 is 40. So right there. I'm gonna see what that is. 25 plus 25. All right, so that would be 25.
Like when you hear words or when you.
25 times 3 plus 25 times 2. So that'd be 75 plus 50. That would be 125, which would be over. So 75 and 30. I'm sorry, 25 and 25.
Scored above your.
25, 25.
You were consistent both times.
Right there, that would meet our goal.
And then.
Why am I losing my mind that 20 and 20? Oh, because that's 20, that's 60. I put 60 right there. I don't know why I put that. So let's go back to red. 20 and 20. So 20 and 20 is right here. So the red marking that Jazzy said, it does not meet the goal, but the blue marking or whatever this is that Emily said does. So somewhere right here, there's this boundary line. It's somewhere right about there. Okay. So where is that? Well, we can plug in numbers like that and we can find it that way, but we can just use a little bit of algebra and we can make it better. All right, let's see if I can select this, make this a little nicer. We're going to delete all that. Let's ask ourselves, how many hot dogs can I buy? If I didn't buy any sodas, how many hot dogs can I sell? I'm using buy because in algebra 2, we go about the other way. We go like, I have $120 and how much can I buy? But we're selling these. How many hot dogs can I sell and make my goal? Okay.
Well, they probably gave you a lot
How many?
of different words, right?
Well,
And what they probably
120.
did, I
So
guess,
it would be 0 right here. So it'd be 3 times x plus 2 times 0, which would be 0. So it'd be 3x is more than or equal to 120. So x would have to be more than or equal to 120 divided by 3 is 40. So if I sold no sodas, I could sell 40 hot dogs. If I sell 40 hot dogs right there, then I can meet my goal. Okay, now what about sodas? Okay, so it'd be 3 times 0 plus 2 times the sodas is more than or equal to 120. Okay, so 3 times 0 is 0, so 2y is bigger than or equal to 120. So the number of sodas, 120 divided by 2 is 60.
I'm not sure what the one.
So you go to 60 right here, if I sell that many right there. And then I just make a line. That's what I'm gonna do.
Like scanning or some reading.
I'm gonna change this thickness right here.
So, okay, and then.
And there's my boundary region right there. Okay, so there's a couple different things we can do. We can make our XY table and guess and check. So, somebody said 20, 20, somebody said 25, 25, and we can see like, okay, do we get outside? But the other way we can do it is we can say, okay, what's the maximum X and what's the maximum Y that we can get? Or in this case, it'd be minimum. And this area right here would be, our goal. Our goal is to sell any combination. So 50, 10. If I sold 50 hot dogs and 10 sodas, that's right here. If I sold 30 hot dogs and 25 sodas, that's right here. Even if I sold like 16 hot dogs and 37 sodas right there, that would work. Okay, now I'm confused. What do we put on the graph?
I know, it's okay. And unfortunately, I can't go in there and see what the test looks like.
You're gonna graph,
Which is weird.
you're gonna graph this line right here. This is the big line right here, the red line.
I was trying to keep
That's probably the most important. It goes from 40 on the X to 60 on the Y, and it's straight.
I know.
And then because we're talking about a range, and we're gonna do these inequalities later. This is just for this graph. That's why I'm doing it for you, for the task, because on the test, it's not gonna be linear inequalities like this. It's just gonna be your equations and solving, okay? So part C is not on the test. But we can, I'm trying to show you that there's a visual representation about this idea of this range, okay? So that's why I'm going to kind of shade this in, like anything over here will work. Well, how many combinations is that? That's an unlimited combinations. Okay. All right. Emily, did that help answer that? Uh-oh, Emily wasn't even at her desk.
I know. Just like the name was there, and then it disappeared.
All right. What you can even do, guys, if you want to do this, okay, you can hit Control Shift, and there is a button. I think it's over the 6, the screenshot button. What does the screenshot button look like on the Chromebook? Oh, Dane said, I'm using Desmos. Boom. And I found 20Y and 30X is even. Yeah. So he used
all right,
Desmos.
well, did that, everything that you needed for this?
This button right here is how to take a Chromebook. Oh, you don't need Shift. Control, and then this button right here allows you to take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of this right here. And then since Dane said Desmos, I'm gonna put it in Desmos here in 2 seconds. Okay. All right, so last 10 seconds to get a screenshot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. All right, so I have to take this away, unfortunately, because if I don't, then it'll show up forever and ever and ever on that. But let's go to Desmos real quick.
Okay, you still there?
And you can take a screenshot of Desmos too. So we had 3 times the number of sodas plus 2 times the number of hot dogs has to be greater than or equal to, where's my calculator at? Has to be greater than or equal to 120. And there it is. Here's exactly what we did. And technology will do it for you. But that's all we had to do. On our paper graph, we said, okay, well, what's the maximum number of hot dogs? What's the maximum number of sodas? And those are our 2 points. We just connected them. And you'll see Desmos shaded it. Why did it shade it? Because it's an inequality. And if you change it to an equal sign, if you change it to an equal sign, you'll see it's the same line. It's the same line. It's just not shaded. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I don't know what's going on with my technology, guys. This is my worst class ever. I promise to be on my A game tomorrow. Promise, promise, promise. All right. Question. Mr. Abshire says, wouldn't even bother. All right. Questions on this. I think we should be able to do part B and part C. And in terms of determining possible combinations of hot dogs and sodas, explain any benefits of creating a graph. That's for you. Okay, so we talked about combination. What combination would work? 25x, 25y would work. 20x, 20y would put us in the not meet our goal zone. Can we put what you put? Absolutely. Sawyer, yeah. Because I had a bunch of numbers, I could use, I typed in and chose 20y and 20x, two numbers for simplicity. Yeah, okay, all right, Dane. Any questions, thoughts? Okay. If there's none, let's look at what we're doing for the week. Your test is posted February 14th. So you need to do your test either today or tomorrow. We did the task follow-up in class and then complete functions worksheet in class as groups. So tomorrow we're doing the functions worksheet as groups. So even though, you can do the test after class tomorrow, that's fine. We're going to start unit 3 tomorrow. Okay. And then Wednesday, we complete the Desmos thing. That shouldn't be bad. And then there'll be Delta Math on Thursday and a quiz. There's the unit 3 notes if you want. There's the unit 2 notes if you want. If you have any questions, ask. And the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a poll because I want to see if it works. And just take the poll. And then once you take the poll, you can go. And I'm going to find out what happened to my pen. Is my pen, you can't see my screen controls. You cannot see my screen controls. But I'm looking at my screen controls and I'm like, where's my pen? Oh, I think I changed my settings. Yeah, I think I changed my settings and I think I deleted my pen in my settings. That's hilarious.